Well, right from the start, it was the pole sitter Ethan Jeff Hall who seized command of the opening round of the Michelin Ginetta Junior Championship. He held off his fellow front row starter Charlie Hart and led the field through Oulton Corner for the first time. It was a very clean start, a very clean race actually, considering how close that leading pack were to each other, really, for every one of the 20 minutes. And the big story for Jeff Hall was a race spent in his mirrors, constantly defending, and really a couple of little lockups into the hairpin aside, he rarely looked likely to lose it. Charlie Hart, this was probably his best chance to go through, but just couldn't stick it out around the outside into the Britain chicane, and so Ethan Jeff Hall managed to keep him at arm's length. One of the big moments of the race came when the battle for podium places ignited at Oulton Corner. Henry Jocelyn was up the inside of Chase Fernandez, but couldn't keep the car under control. Had a full 360 rotation right in front of the midfield runners, who thankfully avoided him and would eventually recover to 13th. It was also a drama-filled race for the number 11 of Ruben Dan, here tangling with the number 74 at Lodge Corner of Alfie Davis, and Dan would eventually find himself in the gravel trap at Cascades. Chase Fernandez tried and tried on multiple occasions to go around the outside, but repeatedly found himself off the edge of the road, eventually losing the rear bodywork at Shell. It was side-by-side right until the final corner, but still Charlie Hart could not find a way to breach the defences of Ethan Jeff Hall, who came through to claim victory in the opening round of the championship here at a sunny Oulton Park.
Really happy with it, getting the podium, keeping up the points and getting at the front of the grid for the championship. Yeah, it was really hard to overtake as everyone was just keeping like on the white line and not letting anyone by, and I just capitalised on other people's mistakes and I just got to the highest I could really.
He couldn't really shake us off. We was trying. Obviously he was just sat on the white line the whole race. Thought I had the move done a couple of times, but just, yeah, good race. We learn from every race we do. You know, you can never really tell what the pace is like when everyone is defending like that, but overall, lots learned and a good result. We'll assess it with the team, obviously, throughout video, data, things like that, and we'll have a good picture for Monday.
I was just waiting for the laps to count down. I knew I was comfortable in the lead. I'll be quite honest, I didn't know it was last lap, so when the checkered flag came, it was a big relief. But yeah, it was an amazing race. Great way to start the weekend and the season. It's my first year in this class, my first race, so I'm really happy to come out with the win.
So, a fantastically exciting second round of Michelin Ginetta Junior Championship. Saw a brilliant start made by yesterday's winner, Ethan Jeff Hall, from pole position. He led them clearly through the first couple of corners as the others scrabbled for grip behind. But it was Henry Jocelyn who made arguably the move of the race at the completion of lap one, sailed round the outside of Chase Fernandez and the race leader Jeff Hall to claim the victory, only to throw it all away down at Cascades a lap or so later. Carried too much speed and went careering through the gravel trap. He rejoined outside of the top 10, eventually recovered to 5th place. Then Ethan Jeff Hall was left battling Isaac Phelps for the lead until this collision at Old Hall Corner sent yesterday's race winner into a spin, lucky to avoid the barriers, and again he would recover to a top 10 finish. Marcus Sater had been off the road twice with a left front puncture. He got out of the way dutifully of the leaders, who really started to intensify their battling in the closing stages. Beginning the last lap, Charlie Hart squeezed his way past Chase Fernandez into second position, but despite setting some strong sector times on the last lap, could not catch eventual winner Isaac Phelps.
I was really happy with the pace we had. I think we could have done more, but it's all about points this early on in the season. There's no point doing a win it or bin it move this early on. But yeah, I'm happy with the result and I'm happy with the points we gathered. Isaac did a really good job defending, tried to get an overlap, just didn't quite work on the rubber line. Charlie got through, but at the end of the day, a podium's podium and I'm happy. Well, we'll just have to see how the conditions are. If it stays like this, I think we'll be fine.
We're quite bad off the line, a lot of wheel spin, which didn't help us. It was a bit of a sluggish start. I didn't feel like we really had the pace to keep up with the leaders at the start, but then at the end I changed the brake bias a bit, the car started feeling better, started getting quicker, and yeah, happy with a 1-2 for the team. Not so much team orders, I think it's just like the mutual respect that we have within the team, and also, you know, I was quite far back, I didn't want to go for anything too risky and take us both out.
It was really bad, but we had good pace in the wet and testing, and I knew I was confident going into this one. Starting 8th though, but the start was just outrageous, you know, up to like P4, and I was so happy with that. And then I just worked through the pack one by one, and then I got into lead and just had to defend from Chase, who was really fast. I knew I had to get Charlie in front because I knew he would not try to do anything silly on me if I was behind, so I knew if he could get in front, then I could be a bit more confident and go for that win on the last lap as well.
The third race of the weekend in the Ginetta Junior Championship here at Oulton Park saw a light-to-flag victory then for Isaac Phelps, who got the jump on his Elite Motorsport teammate Charlie Hart on the run into the first corner. Chase Fernandez was the lone ranger, actually. 4 of the top 5 cars in the early going run out of the Elite Motorsport awning. They have looked strong all weekend. Meanwhile, side-by-side action further back in the field. Jude Peters was at the centre of a lot of the early action, actually. First of all, losing a place of Britain's and then trading some paint with Nicholas Ellis down at the Britain chicane. But Jude managed to hang on to the place. Nicholas's race would unravel a little bit later on from this, but that was up at the Shell hairpin. There was a good drive being put in by the R Racing cars further back, but not really for Harry Moss, who got turned into a spin down at the Hislop chicane and would rejoin at the back of the field. 2 safety car periods, very, very tricky conditions. None of this could stop Isaac Phelps from romping home to the victory. He survived 2 safety car restarts and managed always to keep his teammate Charlie Hart at arm's length, having won earlier on in the day and had a podium on Saturday. Isaac Phelps setting his stall out as one of the early season championship favourites as he claimed a second victory of the weekend at Oulton Park.
Oh yeah, I'm happy as Larry. Got 2 podiums out of the weekend, good points haul, and we'll go into Silverstone on a high. Yeah, it's a shame safety cars came out. I think we could have had a better challenge for the lead and for second if they didn't, but you know, that's racing. I'm still happy to come away with the podium. The spray was immense, like I couldn't really see much. It would have been nice to have less rain, but you know, coped with it well and we still had the pace, so I'm happy.
Very, very happy with another second place, obviously. It's all about the points in these early rounds, just banking them up. I'm sure we'll build on it as the season goes on. 2 safety cars that race didn't really give us much of an opportunity to get past for the lead, but happy with a second.
Just a calm, simple race at the front, setting good lap times. It was quite scary with the 2 safety cars, you know, trying to keep the win, but I had good pace and I was able to just keep at the front the whole time.
Mike Taylor attempting to repeat his race 2 victory from earlier on this morning. For a while, it looked good. He managed to hold on to the lead through Old Hall Corner, and to his benefit, Luke Shaw able to hold on to second as well, meaning Harry Gamble was still only third as they headed towards Cascades for the first time. The spray was pretty intense at the start of the race, although conditions improved slightly as the 20 minutes drew on, but that didn't mean that it wasn't treacherous out there, as Mike Taylor discovered up at Druids. He lost control of the car, skated through the gravel trap, and after Luke Shaw had already been off at Hislops, that promoted Harry Gamble to a lead. He would retain until the flag. Old Hall Corner was the scene of drama, first for Emma Tomlinson, who spun into the gravel. Amy, moments later, was off at Shell, and that brought about the first of 2 safety cars in short succession. On the restart, Phil McGarty locked the brakes into Old Hall Corner, skated into the tyre barriers, and then moments later, Gareth Thomas, attempting a move around the outside of Thomas Balfe at Shell, did exactly the same thing. With that, the safety car was brought onto the circuit for the second time, and with not enough time to restart the race, the checkered flag was thrown, and Harry Gamble was the winner. 3 races, 3 different winners from the opening round of the 2024 Ginetta GT Academy.
Category, and managed to do exactly the same in the third and final race of the weekend.
I had a really rubbish qualifying. It put me on a right downer. Did all right in race 1, but race 2 and 3, 2 P2s, I'll take that for the first round of the season, definitely. It was a lot better than the first race today. A lot more grip, especially on exit, a lot less oversteer. But yeah, no, I don't know why people were going off, but you know, maybe trying a bit hard, or in traffic it's a lot harder. If I'm just following number 1, then it's pretty simple, really.
Winners, our rookie podium is completed with Peter Thompson.
Yeah, perfect way. Kind of got gifted it in that one, really. Didn't do any overtaking. They all just seemed to go off in front of me. But yeah, I'll take that one. I don't mind the wet, to be fair, so I'll take either conditions. But I haven't driven around Silverstone yet, so get some testing done and see how we get on there.
It was slightly different conditions this time, a bit drier, well obviously a bit wet, but you know, a bit greasier I would say, but yeah, very, very happy. To be honest, we never really got going. I think we had a couple of laps and then the safety car came out and then we thought, right, let's go again, and then safety car came out again, so bit of a disappointing end to the race, but anyway, got third.